Good morning, people. It is day 3 of quarantine, which is insane. I know I haven't really talked about it on this channel because this is the first day that I've actually vlogged in a few weeks. But I thought maybe it would be fun to vlog kind of what I'm doing while we're dealing with this coronavirus stuff. So yeah, basically all last week was pretty normal, except Thursday we got a million emails from the University of Arkansas saying they're canceled. And so we have class online from now on, which means this is the last, like, I have a semester left, but I'm only working online next semester, and then I have an internship, so it's gonna be really, really weird that I'm not going back on campus for the rest of my, college career as a student. I might go on campus for a few, meetings and stuff, but I'm not gonna have class like I do or did this semester. And so a lot of my fellow peers we were group chatting and we were like, how are we gonna do a lot of things? We're in social work. We have to do things on site. We have a lot of events coming up, and those all are kind of up in the air right now because we are dealing with this weird coronavirus, and everyone's just trying to do their part and social distance, and that's, whatever. That's fine. I don't love it because I feel like social distancing can also turn into isolation, and then isolation can lead to mental health issues for me and for other people. And so I think it's really, really important right now to stay connected to your loved ones. I'm not saying stay connected on the internet, but that's kind of, how we're getting around with a lot of things. But my family and I we don't live in the same town, but we're about 15 minutes from each other. And we went to a movie yesterday. I know this quarantine thing is not great. There's no one there. We wiped down the seats. My dad is being super, super thorough with it, which is super cute because that's not his normal, I guess it is, because he's always been picky and OCD about mops and stuff, so he's kind of a cleanly guy anyway, but it's just funny that it wasn't my mom. Seth still had to go to work because he works at a hospital. That is not gonna change. So he's gonna be gone on weekends still, working at the hospital. I am a little bit more precautious with him because usually he wears scrubs and he'll come home and he'll eat dinner and sit on our couch and stuff like that. And I'm not super worried about it because he is not sitting around sick people all the time. He transports them to their car or whatever, or to their their tests and stuff like that. With this weirdness going around, I was like, just take your scrubs off in the laundry room, which is right outside of the garage, so it kind of works out. Take off your scrubs, put them in the washer, we'll wash them, and you can go shower and kind of cleanse yourself before you come in and sit on the couch and hug me and eat your food and all that stuff. So I don't know, we're just kind of navigating this with not a lot of information. The government's giving us some information. Obviously other countries are going through much worse situations where a lot more are getting it and a lot more are needing to be in quarantine. So we are attempting to stay as quarantined as we can, but we're also not going crazy with groceries because that is insane. The vice president on the TV last night was like, please just get what your weekly needs are. There is Walmart pickup, there is Amazon, there is Thrive Market, there is HelloFresh. There is so much that will deliver to you. And with the amount of people getting stocked up for the apocalypse, I don't know where they're gonna put all this food. Maybe they're just freezing it all, but chicken's out, beef is out, people are gonna go hungry if, you know, you crazy mamas who have, you know, 6 months worth of food in your pantry are, I mean, like, there's just a lot going on already. And then on top of that, to have people getting scared and going crazy and not allowing for the appropriate amount of things to come out, that's what's more scary than the coronavirus. Because people will go hungry if that is the case. Like, there are people who are just doing what the government said and just like gonna get the weekly needs, and then they're gonna go to Walmart and go like, there's no anything. Charlie is loving that we're under quarantine because, and I'm saying it like this because the University of Arkansas has seriously told us, do not leave your house. And we're not allowed to go to classes. We're only doing things online. All of my meetings that were just with a couple people have been canceled, and we're now doing them over conference call. And my internships with horses is now put all online, which really is gonna be difficult. But so I'm calling it quarantine because, like, I've been told to stay away. Not because of me, but just everyone's been told to stay away. So we're gonna be home a lot more, which means I'm gonna vlog it because 20 years from now, our kids are gonna see this time in history where there was a pandemic, which is bizarre, like very bizarre. Seth is taking his class he usually goes to class at 11:50, but it's online today. So he's upstairs doing that in his office. I love having a house. I can honestly say I'm very, very grateful for what we have in our life, and the fact that we have family nearby. And if we're all healthy, we've considered, you know, it's okay if we're around each other, just each other. If we go from our house in our car to their house, we're all good. So I'm very, very grateful for family and for a house that has more than one bedroom, because our apartment a couple years ago would have probably felt like we were being buried alive. It was a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and we didn't have Charlie. And it was just like, it was kind of a depressing little area because we didn't have that many windows. It was very dark and it was squished in between 2 other apartments. And so it just felt a little bit claustrophobic. But now I have a 3-bedroom house with a dog and a cat, and Seth can go upstairs and work on his MCAT studies. I can go upstairs in my studio and work on music. I can still have clients come over. I know that that's technically not recommended, but a big part of it is, like, most of my students are young kids, first of all, and they aren't really being targeted for this. And I've given them the freedom to just not come to lessons, and they've decided this is fine, because they aren't in school, they're bored out of their mind, and the moms are like, please do something different with them. And so I have a feeling I'm gonna get more clients. I've already gotten 3 or 4 people interested, just over the last 3 days. So I think people are like, okay, well, I'm gonna at least invest in a hobby and go to someone else's house and not be in a, like, Walmart or whatever. But yeah, this is a weird point in history. It is very weird. We are still thinking we're going on the cruise in May. If it gets canceled, then that's okay. Disney has not officially canceled it, and so we're just gonna feel it out. I don't know. I'm very grateful that at this point in time, with my business, with school, with where we live, this is the perfect setting for a time to just be home. We're not gonna be sitting on top of each other like we were in our apartment. I have a job that I can kind of work around this weirdness with, and I don't have to continue to go out and work like if I worked at Walmart. I totally understand why people have to stay out, and at the end of the day, I can always do lessons online. I have a few students who are already online, so it's kind of nice. It's really, really cool, and I just feel I feel at peace with all this. I think once the sun is out today, and like the last 2 days, it's just been so gross, cold and rainy. Where like I think it was Thursday, it was so warm. It was like 80 degrees, sunny, beautiful. You could have gone on a hike. I think Seth and I are gonna make a better habit of going out into like nature over this whole thing. We live in the natural state, so it's really nice. If we're just out and about in the, you know, with our dog on a hike, hammocking, reading books, I think that's okay. And it might be something we look back on 2 years from now when Seth's in med school and everything's a little bit more hectic and go, that was a gift. That was amazing. So I know this is a really long clip. I just wanted to fill you in on what we're doing with the coronavirus and what we're planning on doing in the next 8 weeks or so. I'm still wearing pajamas and it is noon. I've already had 2 meetings online and I'm about to have some of the yummy food that we bought a couple days ago. It is 1:30. I'm about to go to the chiropractor because my back has been weird. Like last night, my upper back, which if you know this journey the last 2 years, it's been my lower back and my hips, but my upper back last night, it was like so tight, or my ribs were out, I don't know. I just couldn't breathe very well. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll go to Target because there's a few things I still need to go get. Really just hoping that the sun comes out soon because it's just gross outside. On top of being quarantined, I want to be able to go outside. But there is this really, really, really pretty tree back there that I just can't get over. I don't know how it's gotten back there, but it looks gorgeous. It's like a pink tree. It's not as bright in camera, but it is so bright. And it's brightening up my life for sure. It's 4:42. I have a client at 6 o'clock, so we're going ahead and making dinner. And I'm really excited because we're making burgers, and I'm making some sweet potato fries. They're not really fries because I'm not that cool. I'm just gonna chop them up and put them in the oven. And Seth is outside grilling, even though it is disgusting outside. But also, we're about to proof, well, this bread has been proofing for a couple hours. And look how huge it has turned out. No ma'am, that's not for you. That's for the humans. It's for the humans. She was like licking she almost got him.
Sorry.
It's okay, we forget she's a giant.
Excuse me, Charlie.
Hello everyone, it is much later in the evening and I have some potatoes that I didn't use, so I don't really know what to do with it. But yeah, it's the end of the day. I went to my client and came home at about 7:50, and we watched TV and got ready for bed, and Seth made the bread, and it is now in these plastic Ziploc baggies. Now we're going to bed, but I found some exciting news out today. I don't know why I said it like that. Try not to sneeze. I found out that Frozen 2 is on Disney Plus. So it is 7:30 and I kind of want to watch it because I don't have school in the morning, and Carpe Diem, I don't know, Hakuna Matata. No worries, why not? But then again, rest is important, and sleeping until 11 is not super duper productive, although I don't really want to be productive. I'm finding myself, like today, I did none of the schoolwork or the like internship work that I've been given to do. So I'm still figuring it out. It's day one of weird quarantine life saga, and I've just worked really hard to make myself feel better. Getting adjusted, getting some comfort food, kind of making food. All these things were very calming. I did get work done. I mean, I went to a client's house and gave them a lesson. But it's still like, I don't know. I don't know when my motivation's gonna hit, but I'm not feeling motivated at all. I feel like it's Christmas time and like we're off from school, which I know is gonna kick me in the butt if I keep thinking that way. But that is just where we're at. Day one of what may be 8 weeks, what may be 2 weeks, and everybody's normal again. We'll see. Have a good night.